Doing this morning. Hope everybody's doing good. We're going to start this off right quick. Beautiful Monday, man. November 12th, 11/11/11. Right? 2018 numbers add up to 11. Thought the world was going to end yesterday, but we're still alive, guys. We're still alive. Make sure you guys get those questions ready. Any live chart requests? You guys know how we do on a Monday morning. We're gonna crack that cryptocurrency, guys. Figure out where we're at. Position sizes, risk limits. Are we long? Are we short? What's the market doing? 4 trades into the day. What are you guys up to? Really not going to be one of those I told you so guys, but look at the prices, guys. Exactly where we said they'd be yesterday. Take a look at Funfair, guys. Premium signal. Congratulations to everybody who grabbed up. Time it is. Cue that intro. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's breaking Bitcoin market update. It is Monday, November the 12th. We made it, guys. We made it past November 11th. The world did not collapse as it was predicted to, and we're all still here alive on a Monday morning. The altcoins are looking good. Things are reversing quite nicely. We've got some good pumps that we're going to catch on to. And guys, prices are looking really good across the board. So, thank you for joining me. I hope your Monday is doing fantastic. Hope you guys are good in your positions. Hope you guys are good with your family life. Whatever you got going on, I hope it's good for you guys at home. I had to get the big tumbler because I was bringing a glass to the show, but that water was not lasting me, guys. You know, I'm already into my third coffee, but when we go live for 2 hours, guys, you get a little parched. I don't know if you guys have ever tried talking live on a live stream every morning for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but it's a little parching on the throat, guys. So I want to thank all of you for joining me on YouTube and Twitch. If you guys got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, you know, something that I like to do. You know, I don't really like, I think all this stuff is generally like BS, and it's way behind where you want really anything to be. Yeah, I accept the spam cookies on my browser. Not a problem, Cointelegraph. But you know, sometimes I just like to go through Asia Blockchain Week, Block Show, Singapore. Yeah, whatever, I don't care. Sometimes I just like to look at some of the headlines and see if they're funny. This isn't a news show, guys. There are other avenues for that out there. Make sure you guys check out Your Crypto Daily News if you want your daily dose of crypto news. But, you know, it's sometimes just fun to take a look, guys. So we see here that a man got fined to $1.1 million, got sentenced to 15 months for fraudulent Bitcoin Litecoin schemes. That's kind of interesting. The most interesting thing that I see on here, yeah, this is 6 hours ago. EOS reverses previously confirmed transactions as pundits decry centralization. So that was interesting. I wanted to take a look at that because that's something that we've been talking about, you know, on and off. Is you know, again, guys, I'm not the biggest bull on Ethereum from a fundamental standpoint. You guys know I'm a Bitcoin maximalist. That's all right. We trade altcoins to stack Bitcoin. That's how we do it around here. But I did want to take a look at this because EOS, if you'll recall, EOS, I'm trying to think of the name of the foundation, but some company did an analysis of EOS and they recreated their blockchain basically in a lab, and said that EOS is not actually a blockchain as much as it is a centralized server. So it does not actually run like a blockchain. You can completely reverse transactions, and we're seeing that absolutely happens here. If you guys look back to it, if you guys want a better example of why I'm not bullish on Ethereum as sound money, I think that it could be a cool little side project. But as far as it being a currency, as far as it being money, as far as it trying to dethrone Bitcoin, anything that has the capability to reverse transactions is right out as far as I'm concerned, because the entire reason that I got into cryptocurrency in the first place is because I wanted an avenue where the government couldn't take my money. I mean, it's as simple as that. I didn't want the government to be able to take my money. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why we got into all this in the first place, guys. Let me just make sure. All right, cool. Excellent, excellent. Everything seems to be coming in good. Got some good reception here today. And got to keep that chat popped open so I can see. All right, excellent, fantastic, guys. But yeah, so EOS reverses previously confirmed transactions as pundits decry centralization. Let's see here. Blockchain protocol EOS found itself at the center of blah, 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 blah. Of course, coming to us live from Reddit, the front page of the internet. So a phished EOS account was referred to one of the platform's so-called arbitrators who decided to reverse transactions that occurred without the owner's permission. This is sounding just like the Ethereum Classic split. Correct me if I'm not mistaken, but that was the reason that so many people, at least people from my perspective, who got into cryptocurrency as a source of sound money. We got Zan. Zan, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us this morning. That was the reason that I initially became bearish on Ethereum. Again, there's good video out there from Tonevase on his crypto scam where he's breaking down Ethereum. The fact that they had an ICO, in my opinion, puts it in the unregistered security aspect. So I'm going to see what the SEC does. They've already cracked down on Ether Delta, and they're probably going to crack down on more DEXs that are allowing ERC20 tokens, and that's the danger zone, guys. That's what we need to be looking out for when you're looking for what to invest in. Now, as a trader, I don't think you need to be worried too much, but when, just for you guys who are position size trading, who are establishing positions for long-term holds, you guys need to be aware of unregistered, illegal securities, and you guys should be tentative about things like EOS. If you're wanting to hold your funds in them long term, because any blockchain that has the ability to reverse transaction, that has the ability to take your money away, and I don't see how that's much different from government. So yeah, you guys can check this out if you want. Again, this isn't normally what we do on the morning show, but I just wanted to take a look at that. I thought it was kind of interesting. Nothing else on here is really super fascinating. Obviously, John McAfee in the news again, defending his Bitcoin will be $1 million by 2020, actually doubling down and saying that might be conservative. Obviously, Novogratz back in the news, creating some bullish stirrings about price, and Tonevase again with his terrible short on Bitcoin at the bottom. Tonevase is interesting to watch. But I kind of have to doubt how good of a trader he is just based on the fundamentals that the man went short at the bottom of price action. Being as somebody who trades based off sentiment, who knows that when shorts pick up at the bottom of a downtrend, generally price is going to reverse. It calls into question okay, yeah, you bring some good information and I appreciate what you're doing for the space, but how skilled of a trader can you be to not understand the basics of sentiment like that? It makes me very confused. Scott, thank you for joining us in the chat, man. Guys, give it up for Scott Lanto moderating for us today every morning on the hour, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Breaking Bitcoin market update. All right, guys, so let's pick up where we were yesterday. What did we say yesterday, guys? Bitcoin right back where we started. No rising open interest leads to the notion that price is range bound between our pivot high and pivot low. We can safely go long and short in this atmosphere within tight parameters. Using TD sequential and other momentum oscillators are your best bet right now on either time frame. Recommend using the shorter time frames for your trading, guys. And yesterday we had found support here at that 618. Price is now again entering into a period of consolidation. Our momentum oscillator in this period of consolidation is going absolutely batshit crazy. So we don't see clear directional signal looking at raw price action, guys. What I can say is that we have a reversal candle, a very strong reversal candle, a buy the dip candle, which leads us to think that price should move to the upside. However, look at these long wicks to the upside. These are bearish candles. And as you can see here, we have broken down now out of the channel, out of the last wedge that we had formed. And so again, guys, now are we potentially looking at falling back down to this lower trend line before we find support? We've got the 786 underneath us. If we hold that 786, we're still looking for price to stay above this particular Fibonacci sequence. However, if price does not hold that 786, then we're going to be looking down at lower levels of support. And again, we've got that psychological support beneath us at 6,000. And right now, the strongest area of support below us is around 6,200 to 6,190, okay? That's our strongest area of support. Below that, low volume node, we'd only be looking for a stop loss hunt there. We would not be looking to actually enter there unless you wanted to take a bet and place a limit order there, which is generally how smart money does things. But if you're sitting in front of your computer and looking for a short-term trade, there's no guarantee that price is likely to reverse here. Now, looking at the VPVR, we have been able to make it above our point of control, and then we crashed below our point of control. So we're looking for our point of control to become resistance. Now, price has not gone up there that high, and I would like to see price move up there a little bit more. That was my initial thought. As you guys can see, I thought that we were going to hit our support right here. I thought we were going to break above this resistance. I thought we were going to come up here to tap our resistance at 6,400 and then potentially consolidate at a lower level. However, we're still in this period of range-bound consolidation, guys. And this is why I say we're right back where we started, if a little bit lower. Because look at this period of consolidation that we had back here just about 2 weeks ago, where it lasted for a week and everything was super tight volatility wise, and we had a nice little breakdown. Didn't matter. We had a breakup. Didn't really matter because we're right back to where we started, guys. There's no clear looking at raw price action and doing raw technical analysis on price. There's no clear directional movement. You see falling volume, which is what you want to see in a period of consolidation. So now your question is, okay, are we in accumulation or are we in distribution? Is price picking up? Are there more buyers in the market or are there more sellers in the market? So we look at DMI to tell us just as at a glance, and we can see right here that bearish momentum is stronger than bullish momentum. And we are in a period of consolidation, looking at our ADX, which is our trend strength indicator, letting us know that the price is in consolidation, as you can clearly see from just looking at the price. And it looks to me like there's more selling, there is more distributing going on. That leads me to think that price will probably move lower. All right. So again, my initial idea was still a movement up to resistance at 6,400 and then a lower period of consolidation. We'll see if that plays out. We'll see if our 618 holds. We're going to have to wait and see where this candle closes today. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 now bearish reversal candlesticks to move to the downside and only one bullish reversal candlestick moving to the upside. But this was just not able to hold, guys. The bulls are not able to hold this. And is it because we have a drop in open interest? We have less individuals. Look at longs and shorts here, guys. That is the green line represents shorts. The red line the green line represents our longs and the red line represents our shorts. And we see that they are very, very low. Shorts still at a 3-month low. Longs still rising, but we've fallen, guys. We're still relatively low. Look at the longs. Look how many longs we had back here, guys. And look, we haven't even been able to rise down here. That means that at this level of price action, guys, back here at this level of price action, back in the beginning of October, there were far more people interested in going long on Bitcoin. And then the longs just completely fell off the map when we entered this period of consolidation. And they have not even, at this low level, they have not even crept back up nearly to the level that we saw back in October, guys. Falling open interest on Bitcoin is generally not a good thing to see, and means to me that we're probably likely to see a ranging price action like this continue for quite a while. So again, I had talked earlier about this is not how markets bottom. We are likely to see a capitulation level style event before price is able to reverse and begin the next great crypto bull run, the next FOMO of our time of 2019, 2020, who knows. However, the fact that we're seeing this until we see open interest rising in Bitcoin, it's very hard to be bullish about a uptrend, and it's very hard to be bearish about a downtrend. And this is why I thought like for example, I thought Tone Vays' short was completely misplaced, because Tone Vays clearly does not look at sentiment data in his daily analysis. I'm assuming that he understands how to do sentiment analysis, but it's how I trade. Again, there's no right way to trade, but I'm fairly successful in my trading. But you can see that this is just clearly range bound price. Okay. So we'll go to our analysis of longs and shorts. Thought I had a theme. There we go. Our dark theme. There we go. Let's get rid of those nasty little lines behind us. Okay, cool. I like that. Make sure you guys go support your local vape and tobacco store. Yeah, guys. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with how we do things on the channel, so the candlestick pattern is actually Bitcoin longs charted. The red line is going to represent our shorts, and the orange line is representing price. I hope you can all see that well. Okay. So generally, we're looking for correlation and patterns between longs and shorts. And again, the longs did not step in to buy this dip. We can actually see that the longs fall off. And it's not until this area right here that longs begin to pick up. Naturally, price reverses. And longs pick up right here, and price reverses. Okay, and that makes sense. Look at this down sloping channel of resistance that we had charted out for our longs. And now actually looking at the smaller time frame, we can get a better view of our channel. Okay, great. So what if we go ahead and do something that we don't often do, but let's do a Fibonacci channel. Let's do it a little Mitre style, guys. Okay, so where's our down sloping channel? Right here. I think that's gonna work out well at our bottom right here. Looks about good. Okay, so now we've got our 50% line and we've got our Fibonacci retracement levels. So again, looking at this, guys, and so we can get some confluence, let's do a Fibonacci retracement of this recent movement in longs, guys. So again, as we always know, when we see the top of a movement, price always comes back to the 236, always, every single time without fail. There's not a single example that I've ever seen on a chart where price does reach the top and does not retrace to at least the 236. Remember that, guys, write it down. If you're able to act quickly, it is a great position. It is a great knowledge to use if you're doing short-term scalping to the downside or to the upside, because that applies in a reverse Fibonacci as well. Okay, so now we're going to come down and move to the 382, which is going to correspond nicely with this Fib channel level right here. We'll see if that holds. More than likely, we're going to see, since we reach the top of the channel, unless we get a breakout of these longs, okay, which at the bottom of price action, when price is in a dip and in a sideways consolidation period, that to me is bullish. The shorts are not doing a goddamn thing, but dropping off further and further. We are getting on the 12-hour chart a Fisher crossover, potential buy signal right here on the Fisher transform. That is pretty cool to see. We can see over here that when the Fisher transform remains above the zero line and is bottoming above the zero line, price is generally quite bullish and longs are rising. All right, generally we see that foment a rise in price, okay, which we saw that rise in price begin right about here when longs picked up. These were individuals position sizing in, and then we see smart money start to get in right here. And right here, when we see retail investors get lured into going long on moving price action, that's when price reverses, okay? So there's a lot to this, guys. There is counter trend trading against crowd sentiment, but we're trying to trade against retail investors, guys. We are trying to take advantage of retail investors. We are trying to copy smart money, okay? Don't get it twisted and think that we're trying to take advantage of smart money. That we're looking to be smart money. All right, so yeah, guys, this lack of open interest in Bitcoin leads me to think that most likely price will be range bound in this sideways accumulation phase. I am interested in seeing this crossover. More than likely, what I'm probably expecting us to do, and I'll go ahead and draw this out, is for us to bottom above the 0 line and then continue down. And for me, that's going to say that longs are going to respect this downsloping current channel that we're in, and then we're going to be looking for Fibonacci retracements to come back to and see them tested, and then we will be keeping our eyes on shorts as well. But what that means for price action is that likely price is going to be trading in a fairly tight range and moving mostly sideways, potentially slowly moving down. Hopefully shorts pick up here. If shorts were actually to pick up here, I would think that price would be moving down a little bit more significantly, but nothing to write home to mom about. But since longs are still relatively high compared to shorts, and price action is still so range bound, more than likely we're just going to see mostly sideways range bound periods of accumulation, which is what I had talked about yesterday. So we'll go ahead and publish my idea. Okay, so how can I surmise this? We are still seeing a lack of rising interest in BTC, either. Okay. Shorts are still at a 3-month low and have not picked up to bet on this dip. Not even retail traders. Oh my God, I can't type today. Longs have met resistance at the top of the current channel, and we are getting a crossover on our oscillator telling us that longs are potentially going to pick up. However, more than likely, Fisher tops below 0, respects the channel, and longs begin to cool off while price remains range bound. All right, guys, you know how we do it, guys. I put that up every day. Keeps me honest, guys. All right, cool. So we'll go ahead and publish that idea. And we'll go ahead and tweet that out. Okay, that looks good. Boom. Guys, I'm gonna put background music in the stream. If anybody knows how to do that well, I would love to have their help. You know what I didn't post today? In the premium, I didn't post the YouTube link. My bad, guys. My bad. All right, DM's blowing up again. I can't respond to them all when I'm on the air, guys. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys have a question for me in the Discord, I would be happy to look at it when I get done. All right. Yeah, pretty silent chat today, guys. Not the most exciting Monday morning. I get it. You're all at work. You guys will watch this later. It's cool. If you guys have a question, don't be afraid to ask. We don't bite around here. So let's go to Ethereum USD. All right. Well, what did we say yesterday, guys? Expecting more continued bullish. Well, actually, this was 2 days ago. So let's see, 12 hours here, 12 hours here. So expecting more continued bullishness, looking for resistance at 215 and 216. Longs broke above resistance, so we will be watching that closely for market sentiment. Price on Ethereum is still range bound, so we will continue to use momentum oscillators to predict turning points and go both long and short in this range bound market. And what are we seeing? Price absolutely gridlocked. Price absolutely range bound right at the support level after we had called it up here. All right. So we've got a couple options here, guys. We did have to recalculate our Elliott wave. All right, because we were originally counting this as wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, we clearly see now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm not an Elliott wave guy, but I put it up there so that people who do like Elliott wave analysis can kind of understand. And it's just kind of generally useful for seeing where price is going to go. And we did see our ABC. We're going to see if we do actually see our C corrective wave down here to lower support at 200 and look for that point of control to hold on volume is what I'm still looking to see. So we see price still range bound. We're in this pseudo high volume node. If we can stay above this high volume node again, if we're staying above the point of control, we're still looking for price to remain moving upwards generally or stay range bound in this fib trend channel. And our 618 Fibonacci retracement held quite nicely, but again, I think that price is likely to be range bound. We see that price falling back into consolidation, and right now the ADX seems in a more accumulation phase. However, we do see negative bearish momentum rising, and as you can see, based on the price action, we are getting a lot more selling than buying right now. How often do you see reversal candle followed by a reversal candle followed by a reversal candle? This is nuts. Again, and we see the fissure right here on the 12-hour chart topping below the zero line, letting us know that price is not likely to move back up quickly. Most likely price is going to remain sideways with a slight tilt to the downside until we get a change in our momentum here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that up there, and we'll just add on to it, okay? All right, price is range bound as expected. Fisher transform, topping below our zero line, meaning a bullish reversal is unlikely at this point. All right, guys. You guys heard it here live. But before we publish the idea, we have to go look at sentiment data, guys, because sentiment's what's important. Sentiment is how we trade. Let's take a look at our Ethereum sentiment. All right, so we do see that our longs are respecting this current channel right here, this ascending trend line. Breaking that's going to put us back down in this long ascending, which would mean a pullback to the 786, and I can respect that. That would be a healthy pullback exhaustion, pullback on the longs. Let's see here. Let's make sure that I have our colors right. Okay, cool. So we have to actually make, okay. So here's price completely sideways, and we see Ethereum shorts at a really, really, really low. At extremely low, Ethereum longs quite high. Ethereum longs were able to break above the resistance that we had right here. Our next level of resistance is going to be right here, guys, our 2360, seeing if we can make it above that. And then we're looking at making it above new all-time highs on Ethereum for our longs, guys. So this is potentially turning into something that could be good for Ethereum. You see that Ethereum is at the bottom of a channel and price is completely flat and sideways. But what we generally want to see, you know, normally we see it here, guys, where we see shorts absolutely skyrocket. Normally we're looking to buy right there, and shorts skyrocket right here, and price does move up. You can see that right here, price does move up, but it's just not an impressive movement because the volume and liquidity is not there, guys. We see that the Fisher transform is staying above the zero line on the longs, meaning that we're probably expecting more healthy growth from the longs until the situation changes, guys. So this leads me to be more bullish on Ethereum sentiment-wise than bearish, guys. Shorts are fairly low in a sideways period of consolidation. Longs are skyrocketed. Generally, that is good because that means that more people will tend to go long. And we'll look for sentiment to change. We'll look for the shorts to change position here. And yeah, guys, so we see shorts here. So shorts still at a pretty decent low relative, guys. That is still pretty decent low. I'd like to see if we see any divergence on the shorts. Let me pull up. Okay, we'll just do this. ETH USD shorts. I just want to take a look at shorts on the oscillator. Okay, shorts still topping below the 0 line, and again we're seeing it right here, meaning that we're probably expecting shorts to continue to fall off. Okay, that is generally good. In the sideways period of accumulation, sideways period of consolidation, generally when you're not in a strong trend, you're going to bet with sentiment. When you're in a strong trend, you're looking to bet against sentiment. All right, we'll take a look at the chat real quick, do a little chat engagement, guys. Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Monday morning. John, thank you for joining us, man. Glad to have you. We've got Todd Schultz. Welcome to the stream. So we've got some requests for Lisk and Digitex. And somebody wants us to spend them Bitcoins. Yeah, man, I'll spend them Bitcoins. Send me your private key. I'll spend them all day long, bro. Buy me a couple pizzas. All right. So yeah, so that's Ethereum shorts not looking super good. So that is leading me to be more bullish on Ethereum price action. And you guys know that's not easy for me to say. But you know how it is, guys. All right, so we'll go ahead and pop some text in here. All right, so ETH USD longs have broken resistance. And Fisher transform is healthy above the 0 line, indicating that longs are likely to continue experiencing growth. When we're breaking resistance, we expect to continue to break resistance. In a situation like this, where price is sideways in consolidation, we tend to bet with sentiment instead of against it, which is how we take advantage of retail traders. i.e., ETH price is more likely to rise than fall. And let's put that right there. Okay, and we'll just copy that because I think people are getting sick and tired of me just posting like truth. Ah, shit. Ethereum long. Also, ETH USD shorts show likely decline. Looking at the Fisher. Looking at the Fisher. ETH, THE or EUM, ETH USD long. Do 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 do. Okay. I don't know. Is this actually hooked up to our Twitter, Scott? Because I don't actually see my stuff being published on Twitter. I might be doing it wrong. As my kids like to say, Dad, you're doing it wrong. I don't know. I'm not hip. And we'll put that in technical analysis, as we always do, guys. All right. That technical analysis, and should probably start putting it in this technical analysis. All right, there we go. Excellent, fantastic, cool, awesome. All right, guys, there was Ethereum. Man, this Revix Gov is killing it, dude. Are you trolling, man? I respect if you're trolling. No, not really, man. I don't know. If you're doing what you're doing. How many Bitcoins I have is none of your business. Let's just say enough. Double digits. And let's say, yeah, I'll let Scott handle that, man, because I'm not sure if like there's actually a question I can answer in what you're saying, man. Like, you know, this isn't Telegram, dude. Like, I'm not running a scam. I'm a trader. This channel is for traders. I'm teaching people how to trade. I'm reviewing price action. So that's what we do, man. Like, we're not gonna hook people. We're not gonna recommend or look at botnets. We're not gonna do any of that stuff, dude. So if you have an actual question about price, happy to help you out. Otherwise, I'll let Scott deal with you. And okay, so moving on to, I wonder if I should publish this idea as well. Oh, so that's Litecoin. Sorry, guys. It's not super impressive. I don't think my chart on Ethereum is really nothing to call home mom about. So Ripple, we're seeing a nice little bit of movement. And what did I say about Ripple, guys? Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. XRP longs continue to rise and did not reverse on the reversal candle. Shorts did not pick up significantly to short this drop, and longs did not exit their position, just like Ethereum kind of, guys. So most likely price will continue to rise, confirmed by 618 fib support holding. Current resistance from 51 to 53 cents. If we can get over that 57 to 58, if we can get over that 57 to 58 cent short-term target, guys. So we're still targeting the initial target that we had up here, guys. And yeah, price pretty much did exactly what I thought it was going to do. We fell down, tested support of the 618, and now we've come up. One potential option is that we came up, tested this resistance, and came back down to test lower resistance. But we're going to see if we can just blow right past this, because we did hit my second level of resistance right here, my second target here at 53 cents. So we just need to get over this 51 to 53 cent level of resistance. And then it's on to 57, 58 cents. Fisher transform crossing the zero line to the upside. We got that buy signal right here. So if we would have taken that buy signal, we would have been buying at this reversal candle, and we would have gone sideways for about a day and a half, and then we would have been able to catch this movement, guys. So I was initially long on Ripple. I was long from right here, if you guys remember the analysis. So going pretty well. I feel pretty validated on Ripple. I am liking that so far. Okay, so let's go look over at sentiment, and sentiment on Ripple is going to allow us to see with a higher degree of accuracy where we're likely to go from here. So XRP USD longs. I guess I didn't have this chart saved. Okay, cool. I do have it saved. All right, and now we can throw on XRP USD shorts and XRP USD price on Bitfinex. Okay, excellent, cool, fantastic. Shorts, we're gonna have to no scale full screen, and shorts are gonna have to be red, and then XRP USD also needs to be no scale full screen so that they are congruent. Okay, fantastic, excellent. Yep, looks good. Okay, except let's change our ADX to white so that you guys can see, and also let's apply the dark theme. Okay, fantastic, good. Hopefully you guys can all see that well. Well, Scott, I see that you got your hands full in the chat, man. It's all you, brother. All right. So yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. I had drawn this resistance line like days ago, and you can see that XRP USD longs came right up here into the resistance area, guys. Go back. This chart should be published on TradingView. This is pretty interesting, guys. So again, we bottomed above the zero line right here, saying that we're probably going to experience continued bullish growth. And as you can see here, the majority of the time we are staying above the zero line on the Fisher transform. That's always good, positive, bullish growth, all right? So looking at shorts, shorts are still forming this J-hook pattern right here. We're going to see if the shorts pick up to step in on this. However, looking at price action, we do see price in a pretty decent uptrend, as we can see it right now. Now, we're not at the absolute top of an uptrend, and that's generally where we see long skyrocket, guys. So still looking at price action relative to what's going on, you know, we're still kind of just right back to where we started. We've got this upper resistance and price above us. and we were able to actually, our recent movement up was not able to go above those highs that we were able to establish back in September, in the beginning and end of September, when they had that double tap on resistance to the top. And this last was a nice, good college try, making a good go at it. The longs were rising, price reversed when shorts absolutely fell off. And yeah, shorts did step in to pick up this dip. However, they did not step in to pick up this dip. They dropped off significantly, and they unleveraged to the long side. So this actually looks more bullish than bearish to me on Ripple, because we are coming out of a dip. And yes, longs are skyrocketing on upward momentum. Generally, that's where we want to trade against the trend. But just looking at where price is, I think that this is probably more indicative of the fact that because shorts are not picking up on this whatsoever, I think it's more indicative of the fact that we're probably going to continue experiencing bullish growth. Now, I'm going to be watching this resistance line closely. And if we do actually reject from this resistance line, then I might change my tune. But if we can continue this, I mean, this is a very strong bullish candle, man, at the very top. Which again, yes, I know for those of you watching the show, generally this is my signal to go short. However, this is a tricky situation, and you've got to be aware of that. So I'm inclined to think that we're going to experience more continued bullish growth from Ripple based on the market conditions. So I'm going to hold off making a call on Ripple today, because I really need to see whether the longs reject from this resistance, and whether or not the shorts pick up into this resistance. That's going to be the real big deciding factor for me. Because generally, this is where I would tell you to go short. But based on current market conditions, it is very hard for me as an analyst to actually make a call on this. So I can't say I'm right all the time. I was right about this. I was right about the reversal to the downside, and I was right about the bullish moving upwards, right? Okay, so let's just take them one at a time, guys. 2 rights, 2 good calls live on the air. Let's not get over our skis. So that's Ripple for us, guys. Scott, you're killing it, man. All right, so we're going to take a look at Litecoin. And again, if you guys have any legitimate questions, I will do my best to help you out. Maybe Scott, if there's anything super serious, you can text me. And I also have Discord open up, so you could DM me if there's any like super important questions that I need to address. I already have Lisk. John, I don't know if you're done with your ride. I know, sorry, I go on and on and on and on forever. I apologize, but I want to make sure I write that down so that I do look at what you want me to. Lisk will be looked at first, and Digitex. But first, we've got to do Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. Otherwise, I would not be being true to the format. And looking at Litecoin. All right, guys. Not in position on Litecoin, and support was not able to hold. And now we've fallen through that point of control, and we've actually fallen into that low volume node area, guys. So this actually does not look good for me for Litecoin. Let's go take a look at sentiment. Again, I said if we violate the 786, price will fall down into the low volume node area and retest the channel bottom. So currently that is probably about, yeah, I was going to say 3 to 5% below us. It's about 6% downside potential. But we did see price try to hold the 786 right here and hold the 618 level of support, but it was unable to. So it seems that the bears are still in full control of Litecoin. So again, if you're still in your short, would not be looking to exit it yet. You're going to have to wait for confirmation of reversal. Things are still looking pretty crappy for the Litecoin holders, okay? So let's take a look at LTC USD longs. All right. Yep, so longs reversed off that sell signal that we got right there. We also see a non-perfected TD sell setup, and longs are showing up a potential short on longs, which means that longs are very likely to continue moving to the downside. So looking at price right here, we can see that shorts are low, so shorts are not really stepping in to bite up on this, guys. Shorts are still very low relative to longs. So could this just be a healthy pullback for the longs? I don't know. But the fact that even retail didn't step in. So just measuring the current movement, it's a 618 retracement so far that we're trying to hold, but it's not looking like a reversal candle whatsoever yet. More than likely, we're seeing more stronger confluence here at the 786 because we're getting confluence from multiple measured areas of Fibonacci is what we're always looking for. And do we see any more confluence here? Well, the 618 shows us a little bit. So, okay, so we could see a healthy pullback here to this level at 70% dominance, and we could see a healthy pullback here to 57% dominance, and that would mean the shorts are going to have to pick up on this to continue to move price downwards. But generally, this is fairly bearish to me, and the reason why is because longs are reversing as price is continuing to move down. It's not super bearish. We see shorts start to pick up here just a little bit, but it's not overwhelmingly bearish to me. So probably going to look for that support to hold. We'll see what happens here. If the Fisher continues to top above the zero line here, then Litecoin longs will probably continue to rise, and we're going to experience a reversal in price, which would be nice to see because we see that the longs are not dropping out en masse from their positions. This is, as we've seen, the healthy growth of Litecoin longs, just a healthy pullback. So it seems from a sentiment standpoint relative to Litecoin's volume, it seems like the people are more bullish on Litecoin than bullish on, like, say, Bitcoin right now, for example. Less so, people obviously are more bullish on Ethereum and Ripple, but relative to Bitcoin, there seems to be more rising open interest and non-deleveraging positions to the upside on things like Ripple, Litecoin, and Ethereum as opposed to Bitcoin, guys. What the hell is going on? Bitcoin was supposed to be the place, man. Bitcoin was supposed to be the place for all the money. Yet we've got all the money in the altcoins. I wonder if that's why we trade them. Let's check out the chat, guys. All right, I want to give a shout out to Joey Rocket Crypto. Says he's testing out the Fisher transform indicator that you are using. Could I please give some specifications on it, please? Which inputs, etc. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, we can talk about that real quick. Actually, the Fisher transform, if you guys haven't seen it yet, go check out my Trading Crypto 101 playlist. I always do this wrong, but up in the top right hand corner of the screen where the little cards pop up, it is going to be one of the cards. Otherwise, you can just go to our channel and check out the Trading Crypto 101 playlist. If you haven't seen it already, go check out my latest video on the TD Sequential, a comprehensive introduction to mastering market dynamics. Would be a very helpful video for you guys. And by popular request, my next Trading Crypto 101 video will be on the Fisher transform. So look for that to come out this Friday is when I'll be premiering it, and I will be shooting it over the course of the week. All right, looking forward to that. The next, actually, I did say it was going to be the volume profile last night, but then again, I checked my DMs last night and I really thought about it. It's going to have to be the Fisher transform. So I'll be making a video on the Fisher transform as opposed to traditional momentum oscillators. And then the next video, so next Friday, will be the volume profile, guys. So the Fisher transform attempts to do what momentum oscillators do, but differently. So traditional momentum oscillators look at price in square wave theory, meaning that, you know, it can only be, it's kind of like a coin flip. It can only be in one position or the other, according to wave theory. Whereas what a Fisher transform attempts to do, and all this is based upon Gaussian or normal probability density function, which is a statistical law which says that if you take a bell curve, if you take any series of statistics, that 68% of all the sample sizes is going to fall within one standard deviation of the mean, okay? And that's how you get the bell curve. Because, you know, if you look at that on a y-axis, you know, an x and y-axis, so if you were to distribute your results, if you were to take any poll or measure anything mathematically, you're going to get most of the results clumped in the middle, okay? And then you're going to get your extremes tailed out. They're going to be lower. And so when you do that, that's why you get a bell curve, okay? Because most of the results curve up here to the top, and your extremes are going to be the tails, okay? And you can see this played out with average height in men and women. You can see this with average intelligence. You can see this with measurements in distance. Any statistical sample according to Gaussian or normal probability density function, everything falls within 68% of the mean, okay? So people attempt to apply that. That's what oscillators attempt to apply price action to. The only problem is that price does not move. Price does not fall into a GPDF, a Gaussian probability density function, because price is actually a wave. Okay, price moves like a sine wave, and so when you get something like an oscillator that attempts to take price action and convert it into an oscillator, a wave pattern with fixed overbought and oversold positions, however, that oscillator is calculating price based on an algorithm that does not actually correspond to price. So that's what the Fisher transform does. The Fisher transform actually looks at recent price data and attempts to convert price into regular sine wave theory as opposed to square wave theory, so that we are able to actually get a normal or Gaussian probability density function that is actually more congruent to price action. And then we use that distribution of values to be able to create our oversold and overbought positions in our zero line, and then price is able to oscillate between them. So if that all sounds very complicated, it's only because it is. And so guys, look for my Trading Crypto 101 video. But essentially, practically, as a trader, what the Fisher transform is going to be able to do So what the Fisher transform is going to be able to do for us is it's going to be able to tell us likely turning points in the market. It is a momentum indicator. So it's going to tell us when momentum is exhausting. It's going to be able to predict, or it's going to be able to print divergence for us or convergence. So we can see if we should be following a trend or if we're expecting a reversal in trend. It's going, and as opposed to a traditional momentum oscillator like your stochastic or your RSI, it's just far more accurate, okay? And once you learn some of the, so the way that I use the Fisher transform is as a traditional momentum oscillator. So, you know, I calculate my overbought and oversold position. So here's my oversold position around generally on, and it depends on the look back period that you're using. Generally you can use -2 is pretty safe, or you can use +2 for your overbought positions. And that lets you know when you can generally, you know, with 1 degree of confluence, go long or short on an asset. Then you're also looking for your crossover, which is actually would actually be your signal. So when the Fisher transform, which is your yellow line, crosses over your trigger line, which is your red line, the trigger line is the 3-period moving average of the Fisher transform. So that is acting as your lagging indicator on your leading indicator. So the moving average of the Fisher transform is your lagging indicator. Your leading indicator is your Fisher transform, because it actually predicts price, because it's looking into the past to put price into a bell curve so that it can predict what price is likely to do in the future. And so that's acting as your buy or sell signal on the most basic thing. So you can look at when price is oversold and look to purchase on that crossover. Okay, this is just basic momentum oscillator 101. What's nice about the Fisher transform though is that it's a little bit more accurate. So for example, if the Fisher bottoms above the 0 line, generally we are expecting price to move up, which we can see it did right here. Looking back in history, yeah, every time the Fisher bottoms above or just slightly a little bit underneath, but generally above, you're going to see price continue to move up. So you see that here, here, and here. And when the Fisher transform is above the 0 line, again, you're also experiencing, that means you are in a strong trend and that price is trending upwards quite nicely. So that's a good thing to trade. Conversely, if the Fisher transform is topping below the 0 line or trending below the 0 line, as we see. Okay, maybe this is not a good example on this particular asset, but yeah, so if the Fisher transform is dominantly below the 0 line and topping below the 0 line, then price is in a strong trend downwards. And if price is oscillating in a tight range, right here, you can see that price is generally range bound, as we see right here. So we're you know, as you can see right here, as the Fisher is tight, price is also tight right here. And then we finally get a good crossover. Price moves into oversold position, and you actually do get Bullish divergence, as you can see here. Price is not corresponding to what the oscillator is doing, and then you break to the upside on price. Yeah, so that's kind of the simplest explanation of how I use Fisher Transform, the practicalities of it. Again, I use it as a traditional momentum oscillator with extra tips or with extra features, I guess, and I find those features helpful. Now, I'm using a custom Fisher Transform, and how you calculate the algorithm is very important because many of the algorithms that you're going to find on TradingView are not calculated appropriately, and this is why I recommend that you research things like RSI and make sure that your algorithm is actually correct. I recommend that you research things like stochastic and make sure that in PineScript, you should write your own. You should not rely on default TradingView indicators because they're generally not coded well. They're really not, guys. They weren't coded by the people who are best at this. You want to get yourself a math geek. You want to get yourself a coder, pay the money. It's worth it to design your own indicators for things as simple as an RSI, because then you're understanding what it's calculated on, you're able to input your parameters, and then you're able to find an oscillator or some kind of indicator that is congruent to your trading style and strategy. So I highly recommend that you guys invest in your own indicators. But as far as, and what's nice about this particular Fisher Transform is that it's a multi-time frame Fisher Transform. So generally when you're looking at an oscillator, it's going to be married to the time frame that you're looking at. But with this one, I can actually set the Fisher Transform to the daily, for example, while I'm looking at the 12-hour chart. Okay. So I have Fisher Transform set to the daily, so it's showing the daily, and I am looking at the 12-hour chart. So it allows me to keep my momentum oscillator on a higher time frame so I can trade within those parameters because I'm looking at the more significant signals on those higher time frames, but it allows me to look at price action on a lower time frame. So that's a pretty fantastic feature of this. Generally, I like to use, let me give you some knowledge about setting the Fisher Transform. So as opposed to your traditional momentum oscillator, your look back period on your Fisher Transform, it's kind of like adjusting the knob on an analog radio to get good signal. I really like that analogy. I've stolen it from Alex. And so shout out to Alex. But yeah, so you really want to experiment. There's no right setting that works correctly across all time frames on all different assets. You want to play with it and find the right setting. This is where it can get a little subjective, and that's why it's important, again, going back to you guys should program your own indicators, because you should set your own settings. You can set your settings to whatever you like, but just make sure that it's consistent, that you're seeing a pattern that you're able to recognize and then execute off of, that you're able to trade off of, that gives you good predictive results. For example, for longer time frames with this particular Fisher, with the algorithm that I have, I like to use 6 and 7. Now, the default Fisher Transform indicator on TradingView is a little different. Its inputs are a little different because it wasn't coded in-house. And so it defaults at 10, and 10 is pretty good. You can go up to something like, you can go up, or if you're looking at, generally the higher the time frame, the greater you want the number, and maybe the lower the time frame, the lower you want that number. But that's not a hard, fast rule. That's just a generality. So if we look at something like, for example, if we look at price, if we look at something like Bitcoin price, for example, or that's Litecoin price, but yeah, Litecoin will work. So let's look at, okay, why are you, there we go. So let's hide this stuff. Let's look at Litecoin price, and I'm going to set the Fisher Transform to 52. And then I'm going to look at the 3-day chart. And again, you're seeing more accurate symbols here, guys. So again, so you're seeing here, look at the Fisher Transform. What did I say? We're getting that sell signal right there, called the top beautifully. We got the sell signal right there, called the top beautifully. But you're still bottoming above the 0 line, which means you're in a strong upward trend. And even though your momentum oscillator, the Fisher Transform, is printing lower levels, you're still bottoming above the 0 line. So on longer time frames, this is fucking like a scalpel for position size trading. So for taking large positions and for trading off long time frames, for me, there is no better indicator. And you would have got the entry signal either on a crossover or the cross up of the zero line. And this entire time, it's telling you to stay in your position. And right here, when we cross, you could get the sell signal, but you got the sell signal here all the way at the top, guys, if you were taking the Fisher crossover sell signal. So again, and then once you break below that zero line, you know that you're in a strong trend downwards. So right here, and then we bottom below the zero line right here, letting us know that even though we see a reversal right here, Fisher is not telling us that price is actually reversing to the upside. And then we bottom right here, and we bottom here. So we see a low and an equidistant low. So what are we seeing here, guys? On the Fisher transform, this is class B bullish divergence, okay, on Litecoin price, because the oscillator is printing a higher low and price is printing equal low. So that is class B bullish divergence, reversal divergence. So again, what did we say earlier about Litecoin's price? So hopefully that was helpful. Probably went on way too long. Let me go over to the chat so I can keep up with what's going on. Let's see here. Jay Constant asks if he should hodl his NEO and ICX. All right, let me add them to the requests. So Lisk, Digitex, NEO, and ICX. All right, I've got room for one more, guys. One more chart. Yeah, Tone Vase is an idiot, Jay Constant. Man, I want to qualify that. Like, I like Tone Vase. He's very entertaining to watch, and he does know what he's talking about. But the fact that he entered a short position at the bottom of a range-bound movement price cycle, that was not the best call. So, I've just been laughing at him ever since he opened up that short. Now, whether or not he's right or not about price moving down, like the fact that he entered a short on a strong red candle and didn't enter a short on a strong green candle predicting a reversal is counterintuitive to the entire way that Tone Vase represents his trading style, which is TD sequential. TD sequential tells you when price is range bound. And TD sequential also is a counter trend trading strategy. So the fact that he didn't enter a short on a reversal to the downside and he wanted to enter a short into price moving down like a traditional dumb retail trader really calls into question like his actual execution. So, but yeah, I mean, I like everybody else. I mean, he's obviously entertaining and huge in the space. So, I'm not just randomly talking shit about him. I'm just saying on that particular thing, like, I mean, that's just not good trading. So, and I know a lot. I mean, how much reach does he have? What responsibility do you have when you're actually recommending trading to the people that are following you? That's why I'm very careful about what I recommend. And that's why I'll take my time and actually think like before I open my mouth sometimes. And I try to be very careful in what I recommend. And I like to qualify it with, listen, guys, like you guys need to do your own due diligence, man. Like, if I make a call and then you guys take that call, but you didn't research it all beforehand and you didn't like set a stop and you just took my word as gospel, okay, well, you're an idiot. Okay, like you need to do your own research. And this whole thing is not about spoon feeding you trade signals. Okay, we do that. Okay, and if that's all you're interested in, that's fine. It's $49.99 a month. Discord.crackencryptocurrency.com. But the real service that you get there is the one-on-one mentorship and the ability to have a trader on your side who you can actually contact and help you build a strong trading mentality and strategy. And that's the focus of what we're trying to do here at Kraken Cryptocurrency. All right, let's see here. Hey Joey, I'll tell you what, man. If you hop in the Discord and send me a DM, I would be more than happy to shoot you some TradingView scripts that I think are superior to the default one. But other than that, if you just want to use the default one on TradingView, it's not horrible. It's decent. I just had one issue with how the algo was calculated. So they used a 0.5 instead of a 0.25 in one particular function, and I didn't like that particular string, so we changed that. And does it work well with divergence, convergence, like say RSI and MACD? Yeah, that's I went over that like quite like just right here. And so yeah, it's actually in my experience better than the MACD and RSI, and that's why I use it as opposed to the MACD and RSI. But what's interesting about Fisher is that you can apply Fisher to traditional momentum oscillators. So another indicator that I'll use, I don't use it a whole lot, but let's take a look at it. It's going to be in my favorites, or maybe in my scripts, but it's, I'll find it. Yeah, Decibel Fisher Transform. And this was another one that was created by a good trader. Thanks to Alex for hooking us up with this one. And what this is this is Fisher Transform algorithm on money flow index, MFI. So this is Fisher Transform. So whereas this is Fisher transforming price action, this is Fisher transforming the MFI. And you can do it on MACD. Hell, you can do it. I think I've got one right here. I'm gonna have to find it. Dun dun da 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 dun 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 dun. Yeah, here it is. I think this is another one right here where we have it applied to MACD histogram. All right, convergence and divergence. Okay. So yeah, you're going to see people like, this is a little bit more advanced than like what Mitch Ray uses. Mitch Ray just looks at, you know, the histogram, the raw histogram and tracks convergence divergence. It's a little bit more advanced math-wise. But yeah, there's all, Fisher Transform opens up so many doors. It's fantastic. Now, I'm not a quant, so I don't get all super deep with it. I don't see the need to. Calling cryptocurrency markets is not terribly difficult if you know what you're talking about, or if you just spend a little time in the space. So, man, I'm going on and on and on and on and on about indicators. Let me shut the fuck up and talk about price. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. All right, guys, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good, guys. We came down into my lower support area. Wicked off the top of my last support area. The 618 is holding well. And what did I say? Oh man, like listen, like I hate to say I told you so, but like this is exactly what I said yesterday. I said I've been bullish. I was bearish at the very top and been bearish consistently on Bitcoin Cash throughout this entire cycle for like the last 4 days, okay? And then yesterday in my video, yesterday morning, and again in the video last night when I was on with our analyst Alex, I called bullish. I called a Bitcoin Cash long. You can go look at it on TradingView. And what happened? Bam. We seem to be breaking out of the channel, and we've got nice bullish price action. Do we see any divergence on the Fisher? Okay, look, we are seeing Class B bullish divergence on the Fisher. That is price action making a lower low, and our oscillator making an equal low. That's Class B bullish divergence. Okay, so not the strongest. It's not Class A, and it's not the weakest. It's not Class C, but it is good to see, guys. Again, I put up in the Discord, in the Trading 101 channel, that divergence cheat sheet. So go check that out if you guys want to apply understanding of convergence and divergence to your trading. So yes, absolutely. Looking for entry around the 618 fib level. And retest of trend resistance, turn support. Oh my God, beautiful. So if you'd have been listening to me, you would have been looking for entry right around here. And oh man, just nailed it, dude. Fucking nailed it, dude. Sorry, guys. I'm a humble man. But you just got to be proud of your wins, man. And when you're right, man, God, sweet. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining the stream, man. I cannot make out what your name is. But welcome. Give me a sec, guys. Been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes. Let me just pause for the cause. Wet my beak. We still got a shitload of altcoins to look at. One more sip. Sorry. Still got the sticker on the bottom of that, huh? Made in China. Oh my God. Means it's quality. Okay, so yeah, still bullish on the old Bitcoin Cash. And why? Look, shorts skyrocketed at the bottom of an established downtrend. Shorts skyrocketed. Man, that tells me to counter bet and go against the trend, guys. I'm counter betting on Bitcoin Cash. Still in a long position on Bcash. All right, I said Bitcoin Cash setting up to be for me a perfect long opportunity. Shorts have skyrocketed. Price is moving in a downward trend. I'm just repeating what I said yesterday, guys. This isn't fabricated. You guys can watch this live every single day. I don't make shit up. I don't come on here and I'm like, oh yeah, I said this, and I'm like switching stuff. No, like, go see it. I published this yesterday. All right, so let's go take a look at our sentiment data real quick, and so we can see if we get confirmation. I want to see convergence here on sentiment data. I already basically see it, but yeah, so we're looking at Bitcoin Cash shorts, and we've got Bitcoin Cash longs. Should be green. I don't know why they're orange. All right, cool. So price is going to be orange then. So yeah, established downtrend. Shorts are absolutely skyrocketing. Bitcoin Cash shorts are at an all-time high. And longs, we're seeing rising open interest in longs as well. That is good. To see rising open interest in sentiment is pretty fantastic to see. Now, generally when I'm looking for price to like explosively rocket upward, in addition to shorts absolutely just like blasting upwards into space, we're going to see the longs drop off. But it seems like money's smart here, guys. All the longs have not deleveraged, okay? So we do have to be careful. We do have to be a little careful, because until price moves up, which I think is going to happen, we've still got a few days before the split. But then again, you know, traditionally the way that I trade forks is to sell 2 days before the fork, which would like put us into yesterday. But still, Bitcoin Cash is still setting up for me to be a perfect long. I think that right now is a horrible opportunity to get in. Especially, and again, I might be wrong on this right now. Like, price could move lower before setting up the long again. But you've got a good risk management here. All right, you've got a retest. You've got support turn resistance of the wedge that you broke out of, so you can have a stop right below here. You've got this support level right here, which I believe corresponds to VPVR volume. Otherwise, I would not have drawn it. Okay, yeah. So actually, we can tighten that down a little bit, unless I'm being crazy. Am I being crazy? No, that makes more sense. Okay, so support right there. Okay, cool, fantastic. Glad that I could tighten that up for you guys. And so, yeah, you've just got adequate room to project your stop loss, and we've got really good upside potential here, guys. I mean, not a new all-time high, but we clearly broke out of this trend, and it looks like we're going to hold this 618, guys. That looks pretty good. So again, I don't enter on green candles, and again, I would not be aggressively market entering into this position unless price breaks out. But still, it's still setting up for me to be a perfect long, and so I'm still going to be contrarian here and be long on Bitcoin Cash right now. And that, you know, that's weird for me to say, because it's kind of contrarian to the way that I normally trade, especially hard fork. So again, I could be completely wrong on this one, guys. You know, I'll have my tone vase moment, but you know, where I'm like absolutely wrong about the direction the price is going to go. But I'm not going to have a tone vase accident and enter into a long at the top of channel resistance. You know, neither would I enter into a short at the bottom of channel resistance before a confirmed breakout of price. But we are seeing that bullish divergence, so you heard it here live, guys. I already published that idea, so we'll just keep that one live. No real updates for it yet. No real updates for it yet. All right, so that takes care of the big 5 coins. Let me go over to the chat and see if there's anything interesting over here. Cool, man. Jay Constant, thanks for joining the Discord. Thanks to everybody watching us live on YouTube and Twitch. Appreciate that. Just want to say congratulations who took advantage of the fun. You know, I don't always do this, guys, but Funfair was a premium signals. If you guys are a premium subscriber to our premium signals and one-on-one mentorship course, program, service, I don't know what you want to call it. We do the thing. We called the old funfair right around back down here. I know what people said they got it at 189. Some good movement right there, guys. So I'm still looking for funfair to do a little bit more fun stuff for us here. All right. But potential profit taking right here. So you could be looking for your opportunity to exit. Again, I always talk about exiting on strong greed candles. So yeah, guys, something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm actually going to hold up and wait on that one. Let's see if we can close above this resistance level. All right. What else? Right. We're going to look at some altcoins. Okay. So the first altcoin that we're going to look at is, well, first off, let's save that, and let's save that, and save that, and save that. That way, if I start making changes over here, it's not going to make anything crazy. So LSK BTC for John. Okay. And put my template on here. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's look at Lisk here for a second. See if I can't get a feel for the market conditions. Looking at it on the daily chart. Here. So again, same cycle as most of the altcoins. Reversal in February and January, and then just that slow bleed out, period of distribution right here, slow bleed out, period of distribution right here. Is this accumulation or is this redistribution? So we see so our DMI, our ADX is confirming that we are again non-trending, that we are again in a period of consolidation. And it seems that there is more selling than buying going on right now. However, the bears and the bulls are battling it out fairly significantly and have since September. So, yeah, we haven't seen really the spectacular rise, the September rise. We saw the August rise in Lisk, okay? And then we fully retraced all the way to the bottom. And this is not looking mega fantastic. However, I will say that we do have falling volume, and then we reach this period of support and we get increased volume. And again, we see a sell-off right here. This is everybody panic selling because they think the price is going to go below support. And because everybody is selling, there are no more sellers left. You can see that confirmed by this really big, nice green candle of volume at the bottom of a downtrend. That's typically your position to go in. And then we have some nice movement. We have an immediate bullish reaction to that because there's no more sellers left to suppress the price. However, just the volume is not enough here to move price up. So is this a period of accumulation? Well, ADX does not confirm that. Looking at candlestick patterns, though, looking at volume, it does seem like there is much more significant buying volume that is occurring in this accumulation range, in this consolidation range, sorry, than there is selling. However, still a lot of upwards resistance. So something that we do see a lot in cryptocurrencies is suppression of price so that individuals of high net worth can accumulate. So looking at this range, so typically when we see something like that, we're going to look to see a stop loss hunt below support into a low volume node. So yeah, as you can see here, VPVR confirms this. We are at the absolute bottom of Lisk's trading range. We're at the absolute bottom. I mean, there's literally no volume traded below us. So traditionally what you would see in a situation like this is a potential stop loss hunt. And what a stop loss hunt is going to do is it's going to shake out all the weak hands, and you're going to have a long extreme price tail, wick down. You're going to see a reversal candle, and that's when you really want to buy, and then price generally reverses quite nicely. And that's given the opportunity for everybody that wanted to buy to have the opportunity to buy and to accumulate at the lowest possible price. This is just Wyckoff theory 101, accumulation and distribution, how institutional traders shake out retail traders. So I would not be in a risk position right now unless you feel confident about the upwards unless you feel confident about the upside. You can always stock up on a coin when it's at the absolute bottom. It's just not traditionally the way that I like to trade because I'm not a buy and hold type of guy. So yeah, I think your most likely scenario here is to look for a stop loss hunt and then attempt to enter on a bullish candle. Our Fisher transform is telling us, however, that we're still topping below the zero line, and we were not ever able to bottom above the zero line, which confirms that we're still in a downtrend that is likely to continue. However, we are getting that buy crossover right here. But again, we've gotten that 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and every time it was really for naught, and the downtrend continued. But again, we are at the absolute bottom of support here on Lisk, so it's not a horrible speculative entry, John. Again, what I'd be looking for is a stop loss hunt on high momentum and high volume, most likely down here to the upside. This is typically a pretty bullish sign, a lot of buying right here, but a lot of price suppression, just not able to move price up. But again, that is kind of whales accumulating 101 when it comes to altcoins. So that is a potentially bullish sign. And again, it does seem, like I said, that regardless of what ADX says, or excuse me, regardless of what our DMI says, if we just use our eyeballs, it's clear to see that there is more buying going on in this market right here, and that the green candlesticks appear to me on its face to be more impressive. The red candlesticks seem pretty weak. We only have one bearish engulfing candle. We have two bullish engulfing candles, 3 bullish engulfing candles. We have 3 white soldiers right here. And then we have what this could be is an inverted hammer. And that can be a reversal pattern, although more often than not, we see that at the top of an uptrend, and it's an evening star, gravestone doji, upside down hanging man candlestick pattern, which is generally a reversal pattern, but I digress. So yeah, I mean, I can see the potential of entering in a speculative bet right here, and just measuring your upside, setting your stop loss. But again, you want to have you want to have a tight stop loss, but you don't want to get stopped out in a stop loss hunt. So so what are we looking at here? Potentially, like, I think price could probably move down 10%, maybe less than that, maybe more on a stop loss hunt. So that means you'd want to have your stop like 15% below price to avoid getting stopped out. But why would you do that when it's just better to wait and enter upon either confirmation, which means you're going to have reduced profit but also reduced risk, or you can set like an alert for like 1% below like the absolute low right here at like 41.31, and just when that starts happening, start watching the chart closely on like the 5-minute chart, and wait until you see that that reversal candle form, and then you can aggressively market buy on that candle. Real Stogger Roachman, hey, late to class again, man. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, XRP, I'll just give a super 5-second recap. Let's see here. Yeah, we had that nice bullish growth. Just like I said a few days ago, when we were in this sideways period, I said XRP longs are rising and did not reverse on the reversal candle. Shorts didn't pick up. We're hitting that resistance level right now, so honestly, not in position on Ripple. I did enter into a long, but okay, so let me rephrase that. Okay, I am personally not in position. I had talked about how we could enter a potential long in the sideways period of accumulation. That has played off quite nicely for us. However, looking at that sentiment data, it's hard to call. It's hard to call, man. So I don't even remember because I had talked about how, we're not seeing the shorts step in. We're seeing longs rise up. But again, it's going to be hard for price to move like way higher until those shorts start to cover, which they probably will do if we can get above the resistance point. So still, I'm gonna hold to my original analysis. I'm not going to betray my former me. So still a price target of 57 to 58 cents. Looking at that, might take us longer than I expected to get there, but this is a good sign. This is a pretty nice big bullish candle, so I'm hoping to see that, especially if we get above this resistance. But again, I talked about that 51 to 53 cents resistance area, and if we're able to make it above here, great. If not, sideways movement, just like everything else, except for Litecoin, which is just tanking. Yeah, I was more neutral on Litecoin. Right. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I talk about a whole lot. Let's see here. Jay Constant, I got him coming up. Red 5 Golf Gunny says Google Trends is showing new interest in crypto. New money, new bull run. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm hoping to see. Let's see here. I got a new DM. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So that was Lisk. Hopefully you got that, John. If not, what is that? Like, what's the timestamp? Like an hour. Oh, I can just look it. So like an hour and 25 minutes. John, if you missed that, I'm gonna write this timestamp down. You can just like cut to an hour and 25 minutes in on the video, and maybe a little earlier, and see the Lisk analysis. All right, NEO and ICX are going to follow Digitex, but I don't think that I can look at Digitex futures on TradingView. Yeah, Digitex futures, DGTX. Something that people have been crazy bullish on, and I don't know if it's just because Crypto Zombie's been talking about them. Old K-dubs over there. So DGTX, again, I've never charted DGTX, but we will take a stab at it. Yeah, DGTX, the data isn't available on TradingView, so I'm not going to be able to do a nice little pretty chart. But we'll just go ahead and take a quick look at this bad boy right here, and I'll just use my eyeballs. So measuring from the bottom of the accumulation period, looks like we're coming up on a 618 retracement. Double tap off that 618 retracement, most likely potentially there. More like a 786 based off this level right here. So where price is at right here is probably a 618 retracement of this level and probably a 786 of this level. This support broke though, so I mean, just going off horizontal support and resistance, we've got support quite a ways below us, which is kind of bullish, or kind of bearish, excuse me. But we had a double tap off this resistance, so I'd really like to see what the momentum oscillator's doing. And we got some pretty strong volume, guys. Stronger volume here, but now we're seeing people really try to step in and buy this dip. So people clearly pretty bullish on DGTX. So yeah, I mean, you got to give it the benefit of the doubt as long as it holds that 786 or that 618. And that's really all I can say about it without really without having more market data, man. Good God, you type fast. Oh man, you should check out the book that I'm writing. So I'm writing a book about cryptocurrency trading. It's kind of like half memoir, half advice to the beginning trader. But you know what? I don't type as fast as I talk, which some of you might have noticed. So I actually use voice recognition software to do my writing. I actually like to go for walks and talk into my microphone. Let's see here. Okay, Lisk or ICX and NEO. ICX and NEO. Got you guys. I already have NEO over here. NEO's one we're following. So yeah, nothing has really changed. We're still in that period of consolidation in the high volume node area. We're still looking for above 0.003 for breakout material. And we've got our two targets right here, anywhere from 423 to say 45. And then our next targets are going to be 5.4 to 5.8. All right, measured movement of the Fibonacci extensions. Last level of support for NEO, because again, we're coming up on a very bottom and a low volume node below us. So we're either looking for a stop loss hunt reversal, which is what we saw here, or we're looking for price to just fall out the bottom, guys. So yeah, when we get to 0.0023, I'm out of the NEO trade, and because I will be waiting for that bullish reversal. It's just much better from a cost benefit analysis to not experience the drawdown, however deep it may be, because what I'm terrified of is us falling back into this channel. All right. So you can see here that we were trading in this wedge. We were trading in this ascending wedge. We have lower highs, higher lows. And then we broke bearish on that. And then we established this down channel that we've been in since May of 2018. And then we've now broken out sideways. Haven't really experienced didn't really experience, and it's because it's such a steep channel, but haven't really experienced that that pullback to test support, which would put us back down here at this, at the bottom of the low volume node area. And so that's why I'm gonna just assume that I'm going to take a stab, and at the very top of the low volume node area, I'm going to be out and wait for reversal, because I'm not going to suffer that much drawdown, and I wouldn't recommend anybody else to do it either. So yeah, NEO's one we're still following closely, guys. Seeing some pretty good social media sentiment on NEO. So, but yeah, it's still consolidating kind of boringly. Bulls and the bears battling it out, and you can see the Fisher is confirming that we're just range bound. Yerp. A little bit of divergence right there. So we have a high, and then a higher high, or excuse me, a lower high, and then the Fisher and our oscillator posts a lower high. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So then next up, we're going to take a look at ICX. So should you dump your NEO? Hopefully I explained that. Not yet. Potentially though. And yeah, ICX doesn't look very good. That looks nasty. Yeah, especially with, the ADX starting to curl up and bearish momentum higher. I mean, you can look for a potential reversal right here, but again, that's a low volume node area, and generally I would have already been stopped out. Like, so where I would have set my stop is right here at the bottom of the high volume node area. So I actually would have been stopped out on the close of this candle right here. You can go ahead and wait for this daily candle to close if you want. Before you exit, because that would actually be a close below your stop, and that's typically what you want to look for. You do have falling volume, Fisher transform coming into oversold area again, but you topped below the zero line right here, which lets you know that the downtrend is likely to continue. And you just got to look for that reversal, man. I mean, you do want to scrape the bottom, but if you're already in position, I hate to tell you to sell at a loss. I mean, it just depends on how confident you feel about it. You're going to have to rely on your own analysis, but yeah, this doesn't look good. Does not look good. You see, we're in a period of you can even see that we're in this. We were in this period of accumulation right here, of consolidation, and it's looking like we're breaking bearish. So yeah, it doesn't look great, man. So I would have been stopped out already, and again, maybe I'm wrong, but it's better safe than sorry when you're trading with altcoins that have significant downside potential. Because what if you go down to retest support? I mean, from current price, I mean, you're looking at going down potentially another 12%. Like, why stomach that? And this is a low volume node area, guys. Low volume node areas are train tracks, all right? High volume node areas, train stations. Trains like to stay in train stations. They like to zoom right on train tracks, all right? So generally, when we see price move into a low volume node area, it generally tears right through. So yeah, better safe than sorry on ICX. Again, I've been on a ketogenic diet for a couple months now, so that means no carbs, but I have a sweet tooth. So I am currently vaping on. I went to the store last night, and one of my buddies owns it, and his wife is a real sweetheart. Shout out to my local vape and tobacco store, and hashtag not a sponsor, but could be. And she knows exactly what I'm gonna like when I walk in there. Like, she knows what milligram I want. She knows what flavors I like. She knows I like the sweet stuff, not the fruity shit. I hate fruity vape flavors, but custards, vanilla, almonds, cream, that kind of shit. And so we got pecan caramel custard from Vape Strike, and it's actually fantastic. It's really, really good. Really good. The last one that I had was Mallow Man from Keep It 100. That was pretty good. And then in honor of Halloween, we were vaping on fried ice cream. Fried ice cream. You get it? Haha. All right. Is that it, guys? I will take a look at one more chart, man. But that would be number 5. So unless anybody has a request, probably gonna call it, guys. After I pay the bills, you guys know how we do, man. You gotta pay the bills first. I'll wait for the feed to catch up. It's like 10 seconds behind. Nice, man. Got that ruthless watermelon and strawberry. Nice, nice. Jay Constant, no problem, man. Yeah, you know, I tried some of the Skittles stuff and you know, like the, you know, all those kind of flavors, and I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Something about it just, I don't know. I like that creamy stuff, man. I love it. Ask my women. That's gonna get me kicked off YouTube. I'm really not that kind of guy, guys. Probably the most conservative man you'll meet, for real. Oh man. Heck yeah, Joey, I feel you, bro. Real Stogger Roach wants me to take a look at ETN. All right, so we'll look at ETN. I got no problem with looking at ETN. Hello, is it? That's Electronium, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, Electronium. They don't have market data. They're on Liquid. It's on Cryptopia. Well, okay, yeah. So it's not in anything that I can chart. So like Electronium just got I don't know, what do you call it? There was some FUD about, there was some shit that came out about Electronium, like ETM pump. Yeah, okay. Pump and dump. April 25th. This was just, I mean, I cannot remember where I saw it. It could have been on Crypto Zombie show. But yeah, like somebody like market sold a whole lot. I know I'm not confusing Electronium with Pearl, because that's exactly what happened on Pearl, is that Bruno hacked the original distribution contract and then dumped it all on a market sell order on KuCoin. But you know, there's something about Electronium, man, that wasn't good. And I don't like Electronium. I mean, we had a good friend of the project, of the team, Ron, our friend Ron. I know that he was really bullish on Electronium. A lot of people were actually, like, back in like January. You know, some of the old vets, all the old premium subscribers from Cracking Cryptocurrency that have been with us for like over a year. Some of them, yeah, they were like really bullish on Electronium, and that's back at that ICO phase when everybody was trying to be bullish on the next Ethereum. And yeah, you can see that has not played out well for them. Yeah, or it was something like Electronium's like mining was bullshit, or wallet didn't work, or it's just some bullshit, man. Like I don't know, man. I'm not gonna recommend any positions or trades on Electronium. If I could chart it, maybe I could play it on the short term, but it's not on an exchange that I'll use. I don't put my money on KuCoin or Cryptopia or any of that crap. I mean, you guys look at what happens to things like Maple Change and all these other exchanges. They're getting hacked left and right. Like Binance is fantastic for me. BitMEX is fantastic for me. Bittrex is pretty good, except that I hate their functionality of like how to actually like buy. I hate their platform, but I mean, I hate their GUI is what I don't like about Bittrex, but I trust their platform. And yeah, I don't put my funds anywhere but Binance, BitMEX, and Bittrex, and Poloniex. I'll put my money on Poloniex. Yeah, I've heard some negative stuff about Poloniex too, but they've got backing, so pretty cool with that. Pretty cool with Poloniex, but I don't have a lot of money on Poloniex, like maybe only one or two. Yeah, but I think Electronium, from what I understand and what I know, and I'm not the master of Electronium, but I hate everything I've pretty much heard about it. You know, like mining on your mobile phone, it sounds like absolute horseshit to me. So yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to like bust you down or anything. You know, if you like Electronium, that's totally cool, dude. I have to give you my honest opinion. I think it's a shitcoin, and not a shitcoin and like, oh, it's a shitcoin that I'll trade and will make me rich, like Ripple, but more like it's a shitcoin and I don't want anything to do with it. Now, if they put it on Binance, take a look at it. But all right, take a look at chat. Yeah, I used to smoke Newports, guys, and then got off the stinkies for about going on 6-7 years now. So yeah, man, smell like Thanksgiving pies and shit. Crypto friends, what's up, man? You're coming in late. I'm just about to end the stream. You're gonna have to watch back, man. You have to watch back. Yeah, XRP to the moon. You know how we do it. Hey, that's awesome, man. You're up a 1K percentile on that? Hell yeah. I can't hate on that, man. I'm not hating on your profits, dude. Never hate on a man's profits. All right, guys. Hey, it's been fantastic, awesome, lovely, cool. I love all of you. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a good live stream this morning. We did not get invaded like by the bots like we did Sunday morning. That was knuckin' futs, dude. All right, you guys know what time it is. I got to pay the bills. So, how's your trading going? It could be better. You know it could be better. We know it could be better. You want to improve your trading skills? What you need to do, open up your browser. Could be Brave, could be Google Chrome, could be Mozilla Firefox, could be Internet Explorer. I don't give a fuck. Just go ahead and type your browser, type into your URL browser, crackingcryptocurrency.com. Head on over to crackingcryptocurrency.com. And the most important thing you're going to want to do on this beautiful website designed by Revival Tech Design is click this button called Join the Community. That's going to bring you to our Discord where you can ask us questions. You can participate in our 1 to 2 weekly free signals. You can check out our trading resources and educational material and just in general post memes and have lots of tomfoolery and fun and have support in a community that knows what they're generally talking about. While you're here, support the show, keep the lights on for us, guys. Pick up some merch. Scott worked real hard on it. Pick up a nice t-shirt to show off them guns, a lovely shirt for the lady in your life, a ball cap, why not? You've been working out, pick up a tank top. We got it all, guys. And if you are actually interested in advancing your trading skills to the next level, you can ask about our premium services. Otherwise, feel free to drop us a line at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com or fill out our Contact Us form, and it will come right to us, guys. That's all I've got. Thank you for joining the stream today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Make sure to smash that like button, and if you're not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then a notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live, every morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm Justin Wise for Cracking Cryptocurrency. You guys have a fantastic day. Cue that outro.